It's the age-old mystery. What makes us who we are? We are all unique individuals with our own sets of beliefs, values, and ways of thinking, so what is it that makes us so distinct from one another? Today, let's delve into the fascinating world of personality psychology and learn more about the mysteries that lie within us. Ready to get started? Let's begin. What is personality psychology? Personality psychology is the field of study dedicated to unlocking the secrets behind who we are and why we do what we do. This fascinating field explores topics such as our individual differences, our motivations, and the ways in which our unique personalities interact with our environment. It's an interdisciplinary study that draws on elements of biology, philosophy, sociology, and more to provide a comprehensive look at how humans think and act in different situations. By uncovering these mysteries, it provides us with valuable insight into ourselves, and ultimately helps us become better versions of ourselves. The core 5 factors of personality. Have you ever wondered why we are all so different from one another? The answer may lie in the 5 core factors of personality, a set of 5 traits that have been found to be central to understanding personality. The Big 5 model of personality, or the 5-factor model, outlines these traits: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. The openness factor measures how open and curious someone is, while conscientiousness measures how organized and focused they are. Extroversion looks at how much social interaction and stimulation a person needs. Agreeableness is how friendly someone is, and neuroticism relates to a person's tendency towards anxieties and negative emotions. Together, these 5 factors can give an indication of what makes someone unique. Their interests, their attitude toward work, their approachability, and social energy levels. Knowing about the 5-factor model is one step toward unlocking the mysteries that are integral to each of us as individuals. How our environment impacts our personality. As we explore the mystery of personality psychology, it's important to consider how our environment impacts our personality. Sure, genetic influences may play a role, but the way we're raised, the people we interact with, and the experiences we have can all help shape who we are. Nurture. Nurture refers to the influence of environmental factors on a person's development. This includes parental involvement, lifestyle habits, and even exposure to cultural norms and values. Studies suggest that nurture has an impact on a person's behavior and cognitive functioning throughout their life. Social connections. Our family, friends, peers, and even strangers can all influence our personalities in some way or another. Social interactions help shape our views of the world by exposing us to different perspectives and alternative ways of thinking. Even relationships we establish online can shape our personalities. Experiences. The experiences we have in life come in many forms, from one-time traumatic events to everyday routines such as our job or hobbies. All these experiences can shape how we think about ourselves as well as how we interact with others. So while much of who we are is determined by genetics, it's clear that environment also plays an important role in developing our personalities, making us each unique individuals. How our genetics contribute to our personality. Another piece of the puzzle behind personality psychology is genetics. It's no surprise that our genetic makeup plays a role in how we behave, but what might be surprising is how deep this goes. Studies have found that even identical twins, who share the same genes, can still have different personalities. The role of our genes. At a basic level, our genes influence us through specific traits and behaviors for which we are predisposed. For example, studies have been done that suggest some people have a higher predisposition for risk-taking behavior or are more likely to experience certain emotions than others. Genetics and mental illness. Genetics also play a role in mental illness. Many disorders like depression and anxiety may be passed on through our genetics and further shaped by the environment we grow up in. This doesn't mean that you have to suffer from these illnesses if you have them in your family. Studies show that most times, mental illnesses don't pass on from one generation to the next, but environmental factors like stress can trigger them sooner or later in life. Measuring and analyzing personality traits. One of the primary tasks of personality psychology is to assess and measure the different traits that make us who we are. To do this, researchers use a variety of tools and techniques, such as questionnaires, experiments, and self-report inventories. These methods allow them to get detailed insight into an individual's personality in a specific context, which can help them understand their behaviors in more depth. Questionnaires. One of the most common methods used by psychologists is questionnaire-based research. Through these questionnaires, psychologists can get a comprehensive understanding of an individual's personality traits by asking them to answer questions about themselves and their behavior. Experiments. Psychologists also use experiments to measure personality traits. By observing their reactions, whether it's task performance or emotional responses, psychologists are able to gain a better understanding of the person's unique motivations and preferences. Self-report inventories. Psychologists also rely on self-report inventories to assess an individual's personality traits. This type of assessment requires participants to rate themselves on a variety of characteristics based on how accurately they think these predispositions describe them as people. What we can learn from personality psychology. Personality psychology is an exciting field of study that reveals a lot about why we act the way we do. By exploring our past life experiences and current situations, we can better understand the factors that shape our personalities. This knowledge can be invaluable for understanding ourselves, improving relationships with others, and making better decisions. Here are a few things we can learn from personality psychology. Looking at our behaviors through a different lens. Personality psychology encourages us to take a closer look at our behaviors. By being aware of the underlying motivations for those behaviors, we can evaluate them from different perspectives and decide if they are serving us or not. Understanding how our experiences shape us. Our experiences have powerful effects on our personalities. We cannot control everything that happens to us in life, but we can control how we let it shape us. By learning more about personality psychology and how it relates to our own experiences, we can start to recognize when certain behavior patterns may not be helping us reach our goals or furthering our growth as individuals. Making meaningful connections with others. To summarize, the study of personality psychology can be quite complex and challenging. But, as with any area of psychological inquiry, the journey of discovery can be extremely rewarding. Even if we don't have all the answers, it's still worthwhile to explore the mysteries behind what makes us who we are. After all, we're the only ones who can define our own personalities, so why not make the most of that opportunity and journey into the unknown? Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to stay tuned for our next video.